Hey everybody, Shawn Andrews here from gamerswithjobs.com, and this is Into the Breach, the follow-up game to Subset Games' very popular FTL back in, 2012 at this point? I'm going to level with you real quick here. I've already done a Let's Play for this once, and it broke me. I did like an hour. I've never been more insightful than I was in that Let's Play, and it's just gone. Like the whole hour went by and only the first 7 minutes got actual audio commentary for some reason. So I changed my setup around a little bit and gonna take a fresh run at it. So let's just see how it goes. So this is Into the Breach, and I'm just going to go ahead and pound on my mechanical keyboard. That's Shawn Sands. And he gets 2 bonus XP per kill. That's his dude. So every time you play Into the Breach, it's a tactical roguelike strategy game. It's very bite-sized. It's very new color. No new colors. I gotta unlock those, of course. Gotta unlock everything like usual. Basic weapons. This is only gonna be my 3rd run at it, so that's all I've got. So like you could eventually unlock different squads. I have 2 space buck coins. I guess I could unlock these guys, but I think I'll wait. I'll stick with what I know for now. Save up my coins. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. So the backstory is that you are a time traveler, and the world is about to end. It's being invaded by bugs, and I guess you're able to jump back in time to a certain point. And then there's certain little gameplay things that happen to do with time travel as well, which are kind of neat. We'll get into here in a minute. This timeline will be a Vec graveyard. Hell yeah, Shawn Sands. I love it when you talk tough. So you do this by islands. It's kind of like FTL in the sense that you can choose like how difficult you want to ramp into, because like the starting island, a little easier to play through. You can kind of build up some strength, but you can also lose some stuff as well. So you got to be careful. So we'll go to the starting island. Here's where Archive Inc.'s head office is. It's a definite dystopian kind of idea when the only organizations left of humanity appear to be corporations and the world is underwater. Something about that. It's not great. So they want me to do things. So here's the basics. At the very top of the screen, we have a power grid. So this is your ultimate meter if you're going to win or lose the game. So I've got currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 possible spaces. Every time a city in a given mission is blown up, I'm going to lose one of these nubs, and that's bad. Once this goes down to 0, the game is over. So that's really what you're juggling as you play. There's also reputation points and reactor cores you can get for upgrading your dudes. Talk about that later. And grid defense, which, just like the tooltip says, it basically gives you a 15% chance. If a giant bug attacks a building, the building might resist it. Normally the bug's just going to knock it down in one shot. So my first choice ahead of me here is, do I want to do a mission that's going to give me 1 reputation point, which is what I'll use to buy items later, or 2 reputation points, or a reputation and a lightning bolt, which is gives me an extra power for my power grid. I'm going to take that. Rep points are good, but having that extra power grids, getting that extra power gives you a little bit of leeway, which I really want to collect early on. Now, there's bonus objectives too. Kill at least 7 enemies and protect the coal plant. And then there's also a warning for air support. So let's do this one because air support's hilariously annoying. So he says, we've recently got a few old Earth jets in the air. My people they're not the most skilled pilots yet, but they're getting the hang of it. So you think like, sweet, friendly air support. This must be an early, easy mission. No problem. So let's just jump right in. So first things first, you always get 3 mechs. I don't know if some of the groups have more, but the base one here, you get 3 mechs. So he's my punchy mech. I call him Punchman. This guy's like a tank. He shoots in a straight line, and this guy is artillery, so I'll put him there. These maps are always randomly generated. You're trying to protect these cities. See, they have those little lightning bolts on them, which map up with our power grid, which is up here. It's the same one in the main map. So this power grid isn't just for this board; it's for the whole game. So you're always going to see what the enemies are going to do in the round. So I can see that this Hornet guy, he's targeting this building. So I need to knock him, I need to kill him, or I need to push him away so he can't hit this building. Artillery Beetle, or Scarab, is going to shoot at my coal plant. That's one of my bonus objectives. Definitely don't want that. And this passive bonus here, this guy, the Blast Scion, what he does is any enemy that's on screen right now, so long as that pod is alive, the enemy will explode when you kill them, which sometimes can be helpful, but more often is annoying because it'll hurt you or it'll hurt a building, and that all sucks. So we may want to get rid of that, but that may not be an early option just yet. So I know what the enemies are going to do. When I do an attack on them, like good old Shawn Sands in the Punchman mech, when it makes the most sense in this case, I'm going to actually move him forward so you can move and attack. So I'm going to move him forward too. See, it's not like animated, it's really simple. The game's like 177 megabytes, so you don't get a lot of heavy animations or like voice acting or anything like that. Very straightforward little game. So I'm going to move him up too, and now I'm going to choose my Titan Fist. So what this does, and I love it because you will eventually unlock new weapons and stuff. It just shows you like this is what it looks like, this is what it does. So it does 2 damage, and this guy has 2 health, so it's actually going to kill him. But if he had more health, because there are enemies that have more, so I'm going to punch him. So that kills him and pushes him. That's important because this little spot right here, this is where an enemy is going to spawn in on the next round. So that's, oh, damn it. Damn it. And I've already screwed up. Okay. All right. This is the thing about doing these, and you're trying to talk, explain things, and think at the same time. I'm going to use a feature called Reset Turn, which you only get to do it once on a given mission. It doesn't reset the whole board, but it resets the turn that you're in, because you can undo a move, but once you attack, it's locked in. This grid is the air assault. This is the air support. The quote, air support. What it actually means is they're going to drop bombs there no matter what, and anything in the blast radius is going to be destroyed. Not even just like 1 damage, annihilated. So what I've just done is I've walked him right into there, and at the end of this round, he's going to get blown up. Shawn Sands, the pilot, will be dead. You don't lose the unit, but you lose the pilot. Pilots gain experience, unlock new abilities. If you lose a pilot and you don't have one to replace it, an AI is in there. You still control the machine, but the AI doesn't gain experience. So that's bad. So you have this reset turn function, so when you bungle it big time like I just did, you can reset the whole thing. So let's just do that. Reset the thing. So because we're time travelers, we can do that. So that's it. I can't use it again. But at least now I can not stupidly murder my Punchman. So again, the primary thing is I don't want him to blow up the buildings, because you can see when I highlight him, it shows at the top of the power grid. I'm going to lose one if he blows that building up, which he almost definitely will. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my artillery guy over to here, because I don't want to put my Punchman into the blast radius. I'm going to have him shoot artillery, but instead of shooting on the bug, which is only going to do 1 damage and won't kill him, I'm going to shoot beside him because it's going to push him. So now when he shoots, he's going to shoot at me, but that's fine because now my Punchman can get up there and hit him without being in the blast radius, so that works out. But what's interesting is I can choose to take this hit on my artillery guy and take 1 damage, right? Because he's just going to shoot at the exact range that he'd already predetermined. But if I leave him here, he's going to actually block this spawn point and take damage. So it actually might be worth keeping him alive because he'll prevent another enemy from spawning in and he'll take damage from it. But if I was really worried about my artillery, I could send my Punchman up to finish him off. So I'll think about that for a minute. In the meantime, though, I probably won't be able to kill him. So this guy only does 1 damage, but it's also a push. So I'm going to hit him. So now he's going to attack the mountain instead of that, because they still play out their attack, even though they've been moved from their original thing. So Punchman hasn't done anything yet. I can't reach this pod with him because he's a melee attacker. So I'm going to, I'm just going to go ahead and drop this dude. So I have a bonus to kill enemies, so I might as well just get on with it. And I'm not in the blast radius, so that's all good. So everybody's moved and attacked. I'm going to end the turn. Blast radius plays out. Thank you for nothing. And then the enemies play out their attacks. And there's the pod. So now we see where the enemies. So as you can see, you can't really plan ahead a whole bunch because the enemies are always going to spawn in and do something. You don't know what's going to spawn in. You don't know if they're going to target you. So I actually like it when an enemy's targeting me. As much as I don't want my character to die, it's better than them targeting the building, which is ultimately the real bad situation. And I got to be careful here because there are lots of stuff I could do. So for example, I could take my artillery. I could just shoot right here. I could kill this guy, right? That'll just kill him right away. But that'll push my guy with the blast. It'll push my guy into him. So my guy will take a damage. The pod will take a damage. And it's just a little bit messy. Problem is that this new guy here, the Scorpion, he's got my guy wrapped up. So my guy can't currently move unless I deal with the Scorpion. But that's tricky because the Scorpion is against the mountain here, so I can only shoot a couple different places. And then this beetle here is targeting that building. So I do have some options though. So what am I gonna do? So I think looking at this, what I'm gonna do first is this. We'll see if this works. I'm trying not to think this through too much because that'll be kind of boring. Because normally I'm playing this, I'm just hanging out and really giving it a good think, because you really do need to be optimal. You've got to really think about your order of operations when you're doing this stuff. So I'm going to shoot my artillery into this mountain. So it's not going to damage anybody directly, but it's going to push the pod into the beetle, and they're both going to take 1 damage. And it's going to knock this Scorpion away from my guy and get him unwrapped so he can move around again. So let's start with that. Boom, what's that? So that's good. So now this guy, in fact, Scorpion guy is going to attack Flying guy. The problem is that Flying guy... Actually, no, Flying guy is just going to attack over there, so that's not a big deal. As long as I move Punchman, Flying guy won't care. So, in fact, let's do this. I'm going to move Punchman over here, and I'm going to punch this thing. I'm going to kill them both because they hit each other, so that's good. So he's going to hit him, which means the building will be protected. He's going to attack uselessly to there. Artillery's already gone, and old Mateo here can just kind of hang out and basically do nothing, which is interesting. So he still has full health. I'm going to bring him across because he can block this one from spawning, which is really useful for controlling the crowd a bit. I will take damage, but it's worth it. Yes, I know he hasn't attacked anybody. So plane comes in, does its annoying thing. He attacks the ground. He kills that guy, and new guy comes in. See, so he took 1. So he took 1 damage, and that spawn point is still active. If I sit there, I'm going to take another damage preventing the spawn. So you really do need to be careful. But he's just attacking him, and he's attacking the building. So this is kind of a natural, just to use Mateo here. Again, I want to kill 7 enemies to get my bonus. I only need to kill 3 more. So if I'm blocking this spawn point, then I'm not going to get my little bonus. So I got to think about if I'm going to let this guy come through or not. I think I do. So I'm going to move up 1. I'm going to shoot him for 1 just to get that building protected. So now he's going to attack that square uselessly. I'm going to use Punchman. Punchman can just knock this guy back on his own. That's no problem. Doesn't kill him, but that prevents any more damage. So the buildings are all secure. This guy's damaged. He's gone. So I can actually kind of pick my poison here a little bit. Who do I want to kill? I think I want to kill this guy because it's really annoying that he wraps up my dudes. So I'm going to drop my artillery directly onto him. At least the airplanes don't blow up city buildings. That would be really annoying. So he's dead. Now I only need to kill 2 more, and I've got 1 more turn to do it. So the goal isn't to eliminate all your enemies. The goal is just to survive the timer. So you can see the victory now. These guys are going to play it out. Come on in. Move into their positions. See what we have to deal with here in a second. Okay. So last turn. I just need to survive this round. So my primary motivation here is going to be to protect my buildings, right? Just like we talked about before. And then secondary objective would be to kill enemies because I've got my bonus if I can kill 2 more. So that's going to be not impossible, but a little bit tricky. Just being honest. So how am I going to go about this? Units cannot attack in water. Most non-flying enemies die in water. That sucks. Okay. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second. So I want to prevent damage to all of these buildings, because again, if these buildings get damaged, this grid goes down, and my overall, it's just gonna get harder and harder to carry on with the game. So who can shoot who? And this frickin' air support is actually a big problem right now. Because it's really going to stop me from being able to do a lot of moves. but like if I try and free up Punch Guy, and he's his range is 3, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get there, I don't think, either way. Oh, I'm probably going to end up a building's probably going to end up getting damaged here. I think it's going to be really tricky to avoid that, unfortunately. Ugh, man. But I really don't want it to be that coal plant, because that's a bonus objective. So I'd rather not lose the coal plant. So the only guy I can reach him is my artillery guy. So let's move him over here, dump an attack right onto his head. So coal plant's protected. I only need 1 more kill to get my other bonus, but again, if I don't want, because that's a lot of power to lose, so I really don't want that. So, but if I shoot this guy from this angle, it's going to push him into the building and damage it anyway. You see what I'm dealing with here? You see the choices you constantly have to make in this game? It's brutal. And if I use him to knock him out of the way, that'll free up Punchman, but Punchman I don't think is going to be able to move far enough. Oh man, I'm just like FTL. These times it's just the randomness of it's just not going to be in your favor, or you did something stupid early on, which I'm guessing at some point maybe I must have done something stupid, but it's all randomized, so sometimes it's just not going to be fair. So what do you do when life isn't fair? Because I can't shoot anybody with this guy in a worthwhile way, so I'm going to free up Punchman and see what his range stinks, unfortunately. Yeah, oh man, I'm going to take so many grid hits for this. This is going to suck. So instead, we're just going to kill this guy for the bonus. So we got that bonus, we protected the coal plant, but it's going to get ugly here. This may be a short let's play, so let's watch. 15% chance the buildings survive. Nope. So that's 1 right there, and there's 1, 2 right there. So, pretty decent mission all the way to the end. So I got 1 reputation for that bonus objective, and I got 1 power added back. So I lost 2 and gained 1. So instead of getting ahead of the game, I'm actually behind by 1. That was a tough one, but let's keep going. So Old Town, don't kill the volatile Vec, protect the coal plant. Keep doing that, see if I can get some of that power back. So that'll be the volatile one. Volatile ones explode, otherwise they're pretty much normal. So keeping him alive is going to give me a reputation point, so it's kind of nice. That's kind of all he's going to do. Oh boy, where do I want to put my artillery dude? I'll stick him here for now, and he'll have some flexibility. All right, so let's see what happens. It's garbage day, and the Vec are here right on time. See, I don't know how these time traveling mercenaries do it. I don't know if if they're time travelers and they know what's going to happen, why do they only show up at like the very last possible useful second? I'm not sure. So he's not attacking anything this round, which is great, so I just have to deal with him. And I don't want to blow him up necessarily, because that's my goal. So I think what I'll do, and that's just a bonus thing, it's not like a hard and fast thing that I have to keep him alive. So I'm just going to take a nibble out of him for now, knock this fly out of the way. So he's not going to hit my city. Punchman's sitting right there. It just seems like a shame to not just deal with this right away. So this guy won't blow up when I shoot him. So yeah, I'll just put a quick shot. I could block this vent, but I'll just, because I'm not going to kill this guy anyway. So maybe I'll just, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to block this vent. Let's just do that. I still haven't figured out if it's better to block vents as often as possible, or if it's just a sometimes thing, like Cookie Monster with cookies. I'm not sure. Okay. Good. I like it when they attack me. That means they're not trying to blow up a building, so that's useful. Okay, so I want to try and do this in some semblance of order here. Punchman can only reach him, though, which is a problem. I think he could reach the other one if I managed to push him out of the way. So that's a possibility. But I don't want to do a bunch of damage to this guy because I want to try and keep him alive for my bonus. I can move Punchman out of the way, knock an artillery about here. That'll push him to there, but then he's going to attack the building, so that sucks. So I think my best move here is for Punchman just to nail this dude. Oh, level up. All right. So he's going to get some kind of bonus, but we won't find out for sure right away. So let's just bring him over here. Fortunately, he'll have to take the damage, but that'll get him off of that building. And then if we just move him over, we can artillery here, and that's going to push him into that. So that's great. So no buildings damaged. Everybody's alive. So that's good. Victory in 2 turns now. Just 2 more rounds. So it's a really neat bite-sized strategy game. It's kind of wild that it's only on Windows. It seems like such a natural for mobile, for iPads and stuff. It seems great for that. Obviously, it'd be really nice to have it on the Switch, like most games. So, yeah. Okay, this is just a big kerfuffle, isn't it? Okay, so... Oh boy, so he's artillerying, he's attacking him and wrapped him up. He's attacking this building, he's attacking this building, he's attacking... So I got 3 buildings being attacked. Oh man. And he's wrapped, so he's not even going to be able to move. Woof. So, I mean, it seems obvious to push somebody away. I could artillery him. That'll push this guy off. That would free up Punchman to hit him. And then he's still left, like these 2 right here that's a huge pain in the butt. If I kill Volatile guy, he's gonna actually damage the building anyway, so that's really tough too. Oh boy. Well, if I move, I could artillery him. What's the order of attack though? I just don't know what order. Yeah, if I artillery him, that'll push him over here, which takes him off this building, which means he'd attack this beetle, but he's only going to do 1 damage anyway, so he won't kill him. Oh boy. Yeah. Tricky. Oh man. If I knock him out, so if I artillery, if I get him out of there to free him up to deal with that guy. But to do that, I need to use my artillery, which only leaves him. So I'm still, again, looking at that choice of losing a building. This is actually tougher than other rounds I've done of this, so it's pretty tough. Just gonna have a look here. Yeah, see, I do that, like all these buildings get hit. It's just not a great situation. Interesting. I could artillery my own guy, and that'll actually hit him. That'll create a knock-on effect. That's not really helpful. Do that, which will again just push one out. Man, oh man. This one I want to live stream, then I could ask someone else what I should be doing here, because I just don't see. Sometimes you just have to make the best of a bad situation, I guess. Just like decide which of your babies are going to end up dying, basically. Yeah, it's a real stumper. I just don't see any really great options here. Undo the move. If I go here instead, can I create some knock-on effects? It'll damage a bunch, but it won't kill anybody. But it won't also hit any buildings either. That'll free up my punch guy, so that's something. Problem is, I think he's going to be the only way to clear out at least one of these guys, though. And I really want to get this middle bug off that power plant, because that's where I'm. Even if a building takes damage, at least the power plant will be okay. But the way things are set up right now, there's no way for me to get him moved off without causing damage to a building, which sucks. And even if I blow him up, he's going to do damage to the building. Oh, this all sucks so bad. Okay, I'm sure you're just screaming at your screen at this point. So let's just, fine, we're gonna do this. Okay. Yeah, I know you didn't like that. That wasn't your favorite thing. I understand. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter which one. But I don't want to just shoot him, so better to shoot the beetle, because at least he's not going to do... Oh, if I shoot him, it'll blow him up, but then he's going to damage this building, so that's just not a good option. Yeah, beetle. Save a building guaranteed. Yeah, I don't... There's no way for me to protect my coal plant. It's just going to have to take the hit, and it's almost like a double hit. All right. I swear to God, this went way better than the last one. All right. Oh, this is so bad. 3 buildings. Oh, this is so wrong. I knocked him into this one. What was I thinking? Oh, this game. This is what, the second mission? Brutal. Sure, you came here to watch a winner. Instead, you get me. Well, he's not. It's my last turn. He's not going to kill me. So that's fine. He's attacking a building. So there's only 2 buildings I need to actually protect. Of course, if I knock him this way, he'll just hit this one. So that kind of sucks. Can knock him out of the way at least. Wow. I think I'm gonna have to reset this, because if he blows up the building, like, this game is over. I'm not even gonna have a chance to recover. I gotta think about it a little bit. So if I go over here, clear him out, free up the artillery, push, because I need to shoot him from here to get him over. That still doesn't do anything about this guy. Punchman can just punch this guy, but that's just a pointless thing anyway. I can knock him off of Punchman somehow, but not without hitting a building. I think this is game over. I just don't see a way through this. This is nasty. Yeah, this is so nasty. No, that's not even good no matter what. No matter what, this makes the most sense because it just preserves the building. The artillery doesn't need to move anyway. The problem really just becomes I can't kill this guy. There's no like critical hit, so there's not even a chance of doing like a, you know, a massive critical attack lucky thing or something. So yeah, this is gonna be it. This is the end of the game. That quick. He's gonna hit this building. That's the power grid. Woof. Complete system failure. Nasty. Nasty. My dog just yawned at me. She's super disappointed. You're super disappointed. I'm so sorry, June. 23 minutes. Island secured 0. So what would normally happen, so let's show what happens when we fail. So I pick who I want to keep. Obviously I'm going to keep Shawn Sands. He's gives the mech some extra. So you can pick a guy, so you get a little bit of rollover, right? You can pick somebody to carry over, so one of your soldiers, so that way at least you got a little leg up the next time you take a run. Looks like I hit some different little things here. That's cool. Still have 2 tokens. I could unlock the Rusting Hulks. RST weather manipulators allow these mechs to take advantage of smoke storms everywhere. I don't know what any of that means. Cool. And yeah, so that's Into the Breach. Like, this is it. And I don't think I can handle another run right this second, because again, I've already played this for a bloody hour and lost it all. But I think my recording's actually held up this time, which makes me happy. So this gives you good taste. And despite that run not going very well, I really adore this game. It is it's just a constant, interesting decision loop. Like, there's no turns where you're like, oh, this is boring. This is really run of the mill. Like, every time, you've got to make a really tough decision, and that leads to really interesting gameplay. And I promise, like, in my first and second run, I got to the second island no problem, and actually in pretty good shape. And at the end, when you beat an island, you get to use your reputation points to buy like new weapons, buy upgrades for your mechs before you go to the next island. So there's lots of like little things to help you along. And there's normal mode, easy mode, and hard. Apparently easy is actually quite easy. I'm finding normal to be plenty challenging. But like FTL, I think this is a game you can just play endlessly until you perfect it. And it'll be different every time you play, so it's very cool. So I would say that, I highly recommend it. I think it's really neat. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's $20. It's currently Windows only, but if you're patient, I'm sure it will show up on other things at some point. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as FTL took to show up on the iPad. So that is Into the Breach. If you want to see more from us, go to gamerswithjobs.com. You can listen to the Gamers Jobs conference call on your favorite podcast app. That's our weekly video game show. Or you can also listen to our GWJ RPG storytelling series. If you just pop GWJ RPGs into your podcast app, you'll find those. We have 2 complete story arcs, The Unmarked and Orbital Decay, and we have a new current one currently going on called Heroes of the Realm, which is awesome. So make sure you check out that stuff, and we'll see you next time.